back to another episode of the It's Just Different podcast, man. And before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, share it, do whatever you can, man, to get some people to this channel, man. This is the real of sports. We're going to talk that real. And right now, today we are going to react to the Russell Westbrook to the Los Angeles Lakers trade. Now, I never really thought that this would happen, could happen, or even made sense. But when you think about it, the Lakers even when Magic Johnson was the president, they wanted another playmaker around LeBron. They wanted a playmaker around LeBron. Last year, it was supposed to be Dennis Schroeder, however you pronounce his name. I'm sorry if I butchered it. He had too many games throughout the season where you never know what his intentions was, what he was trying to get you. Sometimes, to me, it looked like he was trying to get a big contract, but that's just me. But you know, more importantly, he did not show up in the playoff series against the Phoenix Suns. Now, I understand he had COVID before, so we don't even know how that affected him. But he just did not look any good at all, and it looked like the Phoenix Suns was just too much for him to compete with talent-wise. So you had to get a guy who you know was a rough rider, a guy that's a dog, a guy that was not going to back down against anybody. And Russell Westbrook is that dude. He has that Mamba type mentality where never say never. I'm coming at you 110% every single night. You need a guy like that to play with LeBron. Now, the last guy who played with LeBron who had that type of mentality was Kyrie. And Kyrie and Russell games are so different. Kyrie is a skillful guy. He's so skilled, one of the best skilled guys, guards ever. And Russell Westbrook may be the most athletic point guard ever. And with the similarities in the game is that Kyrie ain't scared of nobody. Kyrie will go back and forth with anybody, and that was something that LeBron had with Dwayne Wade in Miami. You got some dogs, I got some dogs with me. See, Chris Bosh, even though he had his numbers didn't show it, but he contributed in many different ways, and Chris Bosh ain't scared of nobody either. So when you talk about having dogs on the court, you got to think of that big three in Brooklyn. You got Kevin Durant, you got James Harden, you got Kyrie Irving. You have to have somebody that's going to go up against them with you and not see any type of fear when they're out there. That's Russell Westbrook, especially knowing how he plays against Kevin Durant's teams. He gets up for those games. You need a dude that's like, all right, KD, Kyrie, James, okay, whatever, let's do this. And that's what Russell Westbrook is. He's a triple-double machine. You all know that. But most importantly, he's a guard who can rebound defensively and offensively, and he can dish the ball out. Again, Dennis Schroeder was supposed to be that guy, but, you know, as good as he was in certain games, he had too many games where it was like, man, what are you out here for? Same thing with KCP. Same thing with Kyle Kuzma. Now, what you're going to miss with KCP is his defensive ability on the perimeter. Russell Westbrook can lock down defense, especially when you got LeBron, who's amped up his defense in the last couple seasons, and you have Anthony Davis out there at the rim, who is one of, if not the best defensive players in the NBA. So, yes, right now on paper, it looks like it doesn't fit. You only got THT and Marc Gasol as the only guys left on the team. But you got rid of a guy in Kyle Kuzma who whenever you have whenever you have a player come into the league that spent 4 years of college in today's world, that doesn't translate well in most cases to the NBA. They don't end up being stars because, for the most part, they've already hit their ceiling. So, Kyle Kuzma always worried me because he never really got better, ever. And I said this to somebody before. when you compare Kyle Kuzma to the guys he played with before LeBron got there, uh, you got Brandon Ingram, most improved player. You know what I'm saying? You got Zach Randolph. Zach Randolph. Zach Randolph and Julius Randle remind me so much of each other, man. Julius Randle, most improved player. You got Josh Hart. He's gotten better in New Orleans. A lot of people actually want him during these off-season trade rumors thing. Lonzo Ball, a lot of people are going after him. He's improved during like the second half of the season. Dude showed that he can actually hit three-pointers and was very, very consistent with it. Kyle Kuzma, what has he gotten better at? He played defense at times, but that was the year they won a championship. That was in the bubble. And this whole past season, I can't even tell you what he did right. Especially when AD and LeBron went down. That was his opportunity to seize his position on that team. I'm the third guy. I should be the third guy. And he didn't do it. He didn't do any of it. And Montrezl Harrell is the one guy that I am disappointed that got traded, because he is a bucket off the bench. And I think that pick and roll with him and Bron could have been deadly, but we didn't get to see it a lot because LeBron James got hurt. And that was pretty much the end of that. And I in my opinion, I think Frank Vogel, because he's a defensive coach and Montrez isn't the best defender, I think he was already on bad terms with Trez was already on bad terms with Vogel, and I didn't think Vogel gave him a chance. Same thing with Drummond. When they had Drummond, I don't think Frank Vogel really wanted him. I don't think he even knew how to use him. But in this case, you got Russell Westbrook. Supposedly, him, LeBron, and AD met up at LeBron's house and talked strategy. Talked about giving up, sacrificing. You know what I'm saying? Sacrificing their egos, man. LeBron James knows that already. He's done it with the big three in Miami. 4 straight finals. Got Anthony Davis here. Went to the finals. Won the finals. So the one guy that I feel like is going to have to adjust his game a bit is going to be Russ. I don't think you take the ball out of his hands, but I do believe that you coach him to be more careful in the half court. You know, he likes to play full speed, but in the half court, you got LeBron, you got AD. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to force anything. Anthony Davis can get a shot over anybody. LeBron James can do what he wants to on the basketball court. We all know that. And, what I've been reading, what I've been hearing is that this deal may not be actually completed as presently constructed. There's still a chance that Buddy Hield ends up with the Lakers in this deal somehow, some way, in a 3-team, maybe a 4-team deal. That's what I keep reading. Who knows? I also read that the Kings were actually shocked that they didn't get the deal done with the Lakers. The Lakers at the last second pulled it off the table and chose the Wizards' proposal of giving them Russell Westbrook. Now, Russell Westbrook, Buddy Hield, who's a better player? Obviously, Russell Westbrook, first ballot Hall of Famer. Buddy Hield, on paper, fits better. But Buddy Hield would have to be the third guy right now if he was traded. Because, again, the offseason just started. God only knows what else they can do. But it would have been Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield is a straight sharpshooter. But could you win a title with him as being your third player? Your third option, I'm sorry. I don't think so. So I like the fact that the Lakers said, no, we need another dog. We need a dog. They went and got Russ. They got Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, LeBron James. Now you own the rights to Dennis Schroeder for a sign and trade. So what I would do is I would sign Schroeder to whatever he wants, to whatever team's going to go to. They're going to have to negotiate that deal themselves. Sign him to that. Trade him to... I would try to trade him to the Sacramento Kings, but if you can get another team with the Lakers, the Wizards, and the Kings, maybe a team like the Chicago Bulls, I heard they're interested in Dennis Schroeder. Maybe you can do a trade where uh, you can trade Schroeder to the Bulls, give the Kings, uh, Laurie Marketing, somebody like that. I don't know. I off the top of my head, I don't know who's on the Bulls right now, or who's on the Wizards that can actually be traded. Um, give them some type of uh, draft pick compensation, but I would trade Dennis Schroeder. I would give Buddy Hield to the Lakers, um, and then that way you will have Dennis Schroeder get his money. He will get traded to his destination, and then you will have uh, Russ, Hill, LeBron, Anthony Davis, uh, Mark Gasol. I don't know if he's going to start. The talk is Anthony Davis said he'll play a lot more five if that's what's best for the team, but I don't see him playing an entire season at the five. So maybe you do start Marc Gasol, or maybe you just trade him for cap relief. I don't know. A lot of teams will take, like, this is not a lot of other sports. Like the NBA will take somebody with a bad contract and give you what you want just to get that guy just to release them. You know what I mean? Like it's very weird and complicated, but that happens a lot in the NBA. So you know, Markieff Morris is out there. You can get him for cheap. You're gonna get a lot of guys on veteran minimum. I like Keith coming back. I'm not opposed to bringing back JaVale McGee off the bench, maybe, or maybe starting. I'm really not opposed to bringing Dwight Howard back, but I don't know. I believe he signed a 2-year deal with the Philadelphia 76ers, so I don't know how that will work. But if there's any way or any path to doing a signing trade with Schroeder, get the Kings involved, get Buddy Hield, maybe get another team, like I said, the Bulls. I know that Atlanta was shopping Cam Reddish during draft night. Maybe you can find a spot for I think Cam Reddish is a super talented dude, and a lot of people don't understand. Yes, the Atlanta Hawks don't want to trade Cam Reddish, but you have so many lottery pick players, so many talented guys. They're going to want contracts all at the same time, and you're not going to be able to afford all of them. Cam Reddish right now, I think, will be tremendous with the Los Angeles Lakers. But again, that's just me doing pie in the sky. I'm just, at the top of my head, just throwing out ideas of people I think would fit with the Lakers. But you got a lot of vet minimums, man. Bring back Wes Matthews. I mean, he's not going to ask for much. He ain't do shit all year. I say, you got THC still, so, Keith, Wes Matthews, Ben McLemore. All you got to do is tell him to stand and shoot jumpers. I mean, it ain't that hard to do that. Find you a stretch 4, stretch 5 that can step out and hit shots while Anthony Davis is on the court with them, so he's not playing the 5 the entirety of the game. Also look at it like this, man. This is going to spell LeBron James a lot in games. And so towards the end of the season, playoff time, he's going to be refreshed because you got a guy in Russell Westbrook who you can keep on the court while LeBron James is on the bench getting his rest. And you don't have to, your offense won't fall apart because you have a guy who's not going to allow it to. Too many times last year, LeBron would go to the bench and the Lakers will play lackadaisical, even when Anthony Davis on the court. They'll play real, like, slow, methodical, not knowing what anybody's doing. Russell Westbrook is not going to let that happen. I think Russell Westbrook's mentality and the way he plays hard will rub off on Anthony Davis as well. So I do love this trade, now that I think about it, for the Los Angeles Lakers, knowing that the offseason just started, man. There's a lot that can happen from today to the start of the season. Again, like I said before, I'm hearing that the Buddy Hield thing is not over with, especially if you can do a sign and trade with Dennis Schroeder and send him somewhere else. Again, my team to look out for is the Chicago Bulls. I could easily see this being a 4-team deal with the Russell Westbrook, Buddy Hield to Los Angeles, Schroeder to the Bulls, the same guys to the Wizards, and I don't know what you would give the Kings, but I also could see it working out better. 3-team deal: Kings, Bulls, Lakers, and whatever the Bulls have to give to the Kings, I'm pretty sure that they could work something out compensation wise. But again, man, the Los Angeles Lakers, Tinseltown, the Staples Center is gonna be live. I may even have to go to one of the Lakers games, man. I'm a LeBron James fan and a Heat fan, but at the same time, I would love to see Russell Westbrook on that team in that building. Oh my goodness, man. The Clippers, I'm pretty sure the Clippers are looking at this like, oh my fucking God. Now we're really, again, the second team in Los Angeles. This is not good. But hey, man, let me know what you think in the comments, what you think of the trade, man. And that's today's podcast video. I'll see y'all next time, man. Peace.